started.
Endespiel. That means endgame in German, I think. Okay, how about a Sicilian? I don't think I've played that in a while. Okay, the Grand Prix attack. I've heard that if the reason they started playing knight c3 was because they wanted to stop this move d5. But I don't know what's so great about d5. I suppose I should look these things up. Anyway, this is the way they used to play the Grand Prix, and then the more modern treatment is to play knight c3 first, and then so what's going on here? Maybe I should have developed my knight and tried to take that way instead of taking with the queen right away.
Check.
Okay. So let's get my knights out. Where is he coming in? He's coming into this square to harass my queen again. So let's cover that. He's got a dark squared bishop and I have a light squared bishop. So why don't I put my pawns on the light squares. Develop my pieces naturally, either here or here. Maybe there's a little more active. Maybe that's a better diagonal if this this f pawn ever moves. So I should probably take that. Now I'll just drop my bishop back. If he wants to take, I don't necessarily want to straighten out his pawns there. Although this is not a bad pawn formation either, but this pawn on e4 might be annoying. So let's leave a little asymmetry in the pawn structure and just castle. I can play knight to knight d4, hitting the queen, the pawn over here, and the knight over here. We would probably exchange, and then I might get a good pawn on d4. And he plays here first. Okay, so I need to... Do I need to do that? I could move my queen again. Yeah, once again, I don't really want to... I don't want to get a pawn on the e-file. I'd rather this stayed open here. So maybe stopping that. I was thinking maybe rook. Well, it's probably still a good move. Rook to d8, putting pressure on the d3 pawn. And knight d4 is no longer playable. And he was double attacking that pawn, so it was inadequately defended. So what can I do? What can I do? How about this knight? Can harass his bishop
Server
at least.
announcement.
If the bishop goes back to f2, where it probably wants to go, I can just take the pawn on f4, I think, because it hits the queen. And also leaves his knight loose. I'm a bit tempted to play bishop to f6, knight takes, and then I would have two knights against a knight and a bishop. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see, can I play b5 and c4? This pawn is defended for the moment. So he goes for the c4 break here first. Probably not a bad idea. Okay, but if I exchange, how's he going to take? He's taking with the pawn. So now I can come back here and just take off his knight that's on e4 there, which is a bothersome piece and won't change the pawn structure any. Okay, he can take my
check
knight, that's true. So this is okay for me, I think. Good bishop. Pawns to attack. He's got pawns to attack too. Okay. So bishop here. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Who's better? Hard to say. I want to go after this b pawn, but if I move my queen here, this guy's in a pin and he can play a move like b4. So I could I can't really double my rooks because the queen gets dragged away and loses this pawn. Okay, so I think by the process of elimination I have to play my bishop there. And if we exchange everything out, I'll get an extra pawn in the center and he'll have extra pawns on the side of the board. Aha, so he decided not to do that. Okay, so I want to push to e5 here, knock out this f4 pawn. He decided to do that after all, okay. So this is all right, I think. Once again, I'm going to take the pawn when he retakes, and he'll have a pair of hanging pawns. I can throw in that move. Oh, I could have taken with check. Yeah, that was silly. If we back up in this move here, right? I can take his rook with check. And then move my queen away, and I would just be a piece up. I'd be a rook up. So this move was a blunder, b5. I always spot those things too late. Okay, I just want to undermine his pawns here. I don't want him to have a solid mass of pawns. So now I can grab the d file. And let's see, I should make a little space for my king there so the check here isn't checkmate. Although rook up and then rook back is playable. But my main idea is rook to d4, hitting the pawn. And also hitting the f-pawn. So in the endgame, a protected outside passed pawn here is a winning advantage. But this is not yet the endgame. It also controls a couple of key squares on this diagonal. So rook check here, king here, and the queen can't check me on this diagonal. Also, two pawns are hanging. He defends one of them. So after I take, I'm going to take with the rook. I don't want to allow exchanges. I'm just wondering where the queen is going. Might be going here. If the queen goes there, though, I will run away to this square. If the queen comes to c6, I will go to, yeah, I want to go to e5 here and threaten checkmate. So instead of that, how about this square? Threaten checkmate here.
Check.
Let's see, can he? Yes, he can now get to the diagonal here.
Check.
Too bad. Okay, so let's block with the pawn. Okay, so rook there.
Check.
Queen here is check also. Seizing an important diagonal. He can't play there.
White resigns.
Okay. Well,
Incoming challenge.
I guess I will upload this and do a post-mortem. There were a couple instructive blunders there, and start a new game here.